to come back. Oh shit.
I forgot to turn on the recording the video. Okay,
It's
all good.
By popular demand, they, we set terms to come back. So I did another 7, 8, 9, 10. Made a cameo, season 7, came back 8, 9,
you became,
10.
I remember you were more like cameo-ish. You weren't there all the time.
Yeah, because they were, once I came back, they had obviously found my replacements, and then they were kind of had to butterfly the characters and crossbreed and feather me out, if you will.
I love it.
But, honestly, my soul had enough.
Oh yeah? You were like tired of it?
First of all, I never ever thought I was going to get into a reality docuseries, which is my real career, not just here for shits and giggles, right? It is reality, but it's also my career.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sure, I got into it. Let's do this. How fun. What a platform. Season 1.
Okay,
Whoa, they
so
want me
how
to do
did you
season
get
2?
into it? They came and invited you?
So the owners that produced the show, that Randy and Fenton, World of Wonder, they were casting, and so they literally opened up the Homesland magazine in Malibu and looked for realtors that would be camera, TV personalities.
Right.
And they saw my baby face at 26.
Big blue eyes.
None of this mustache, gotilla. None of this was here. I had fake glasses and looked like I was a pubescent teenager at a woman's school.
No, come on, let's face it. You have a great TV face because you're super good looking. You have, like I said, the huge smile, the blue eyes, the Malibu face, right?
I had my license for 6 months.
Wow!
And they were like, cameras
Oh my
up.
God.
And I'm like, here we go.
Let's do
fake it till you
this.
make it.
Now, okay, so you left because you got burned out. When you started the show,
Yes.
did you think it was gonna be that catty? It was gonna be like that tough?
So-
Did they tell you?
No one knew, because we went into the show, it was very dry. It was real estate. It was, let's follow the formula and the transaction.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm good with this. It's not really the Osborne family or real world, like where you saw the loins of their family and too much sometimes. I was like, this is a little bit in between.
Yeah.
My family, first of all, hated the fact that I was on reality
Really?
TV. But I went into it going, let's do this. It's kind of a business platform. And then it became very intertwined. And the drama escalated naturally, but also Bravo's formula became drama.
Yeah.
And once they realized that that's what their network was about, I was already in on the pony show at that point.
Right. But so that's the interesting thing is that, at least in my opinion as an outsider, tell me if you agree, like some of the guys on the show, they take it super serious.
Yes.
And this is why I said, so I love it. And then you walk in, even if they're like pissed off, you're like, like making fun. And then they get more pissed off.
That's why it was so funny.
Exactly. You took it like, I felt like you didn't give a fuck. Honestly, that's how I felt. You're like, okay, I'm gonna make fun of the
living this
situation.
Malibu life dream.
Right.
I wake up every day here. They have to put suits and ties on. They take their job, first of all, way too seriously, even if there wasn't a camera. Second of all, like, live a little, have a little fun. Third of all, they came into the show when the show was already successful. So, what I call desperate people do desperate things. You give, a rat, you don't feed it for a week and you give it the worst option to eat, it's gonna eat it.
Right.
Even cannibalistic, if you will.
Yes.
So, desperate people do desperate things. You throw those ingredients in and you bring some new characters onto a show. That's why the Housewives formula works so well.
Oh my God, I know. And I cringe when I watch it as a woman because I love them. But when I see the way they behave towards each other and they're so catty and so nasty, I'm like, oh my God, please don't do that.
That camera on them, they need to make an entrance. And that's what happens when this show was figuring out.
Totally.
When the show was figuring out what it was becoming, and we all grew into the reality TV scenario. Like, there wasn't a whole lot of...
I know. Now, did you know the other guys when you started or not at all?
I did not know Altman at all. I knew of Flag.
Of Flag.
Yes. Yeah.
So you guys literally, okay, I will tell you. I will look and watch this. I will tell you now, because you invited me to your house and I feel so honored, and the first PR in a long time. I never told anybody this before, but I will tell you.
Okay, let's go. We're sharing secrets.
I interviewed Tracy, which I really love.
Yes.
She's like such a killer professional, kick-ass chick. It was incredible.
She is, yes.
She was one of the nicest guests I ever had. I interviewed her. After I interviewed her, I was like, oh, I'm gonna invite Josh. All the Joshes, Josh and I want to talk about
Altman and
Heather.
Flag.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Josh Altman, they didn't even respond. Josh and Heather. Josh Flag had his assistant call me and tell me, of course, we're so honored to be on the show. Blah 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 blah. And then when we went to book the date, it's like, okay, it's $5,000. And this was like a year ago. I'm like, my podcast is so tiny. You don't understand. Why are you doing this? And I was so heartbroken. And he was in the office behind the assistant. And then he's like, tell her I'll do it for $1,000.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, you know what? Your grandma Edith would be embarrassed if she was alive that you're doing this to a woman.
It's that, and like he, oh my god.
So I was like, no, thank you. I really want to have you because I want to ask about the drama. But honestly, you know, even if I was making like millions of dollars on the show, you know,
that's shady behavior.
I agree.
You
and
don't
I put
say
it out
yes,
there.
and then right before you throw in.
Right. So that's my story with Josh. But let's talk about Heather. Heather was your assistant.
Yes.
The people that are like diehard fans of the show know that.
Yes.
And then, can you tell us a little bit the story? Because she met Josh and they started dating. And didn't you guys have some...
them.
Oh, you introduced them.
In all honesty, I literally did not know Josh Altman beforehand. Mm-hmm. I immediately smelled douchebag when I met him. He just has that air about him. It is what it is. Call spade a spade.
Is he a douchebag? I never met him in person.
My God, I went to high school in Connecticut. You have like Long Island, New Jersey, Connecticut, New York. You can peg any one of those, right? Like you know exactly where they're from. Yeah. And there's no harm, no foul. Just call it what it is. He'd say whatever he thinks of me, a fluffy Malibu Ken Barbie. Whoa, great, thanks. But it is what it is. So he is douchey.
So why did you introduce? Did you think he was a good match for Heather?
Love Vegas, but we all love Vegas. She was born and raised in Vegas.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She likes that flash cash and douchey vibe. And so when I met him, I literally was like, oh my gosh, now I'm going to put my own foot in my mouth because this is the part that never really made television because it was too long of a story and nobody else was getting involved and this happened and I protected Heather. I loved Heather.
Yeah,
Let's not get that wrong, okay? First of all.
She was your assistant, right? She wasn't a real estate agent at first,
This is where it gets really personal. She was not a real estate agent. She was a real estate agent beforehand, but she had not had a business in LA. So she and I wanted to form a team and build out a larger team. She wanted to not commute to Malibu anymore and she wanted to go into town and we were going to start this new branch and she was going to be a part of it. Mm-hmm. But behind the scenes, she was very single and looking for a boyfriend. Little did I know. She was showing up to work on time, actually early, all of a sudden for a couple months. Then I started to realize she had this little glow, and she's like perky, and she's on time, like no traffic today, huh? What's going on? She was dating my brother.
Really? Oh my God! This is the stuff the show should have showed, huh? Oh my God!
You have to have all willing participants.
Yes.
So
they didn't want to.
No, you know, she at this point was engaged to Josh, and my brother. She went home with my family for Christmas.
Really?
Like in Park City. Like she was My dad loved her. My mom loved
Yeah,
her.
I was gonna say your parents did appear on the show, your whole family, and I thought, wow, what a nice, loving, supporting family. I thought that was absolutely adorable. That was another thing that I really loved about you.
Yeah.
It was like your family. They were like the sweetest people in the world.
They are. They're amazing, and I'm so blessed and grateful to have that in my life, you know. And she lost her father, so, you know, my dad doesn't have a girl, and there's 3 boys, and so this was like a perfect story. Like my assistant, my older brother, and he's not a douchebag. That's why I put my foot in my mouth. So
Is he gonna be mad at you that you tell me the story?
No, because we did film this, but it just didn't, they couldn't figure out, I think, how to put it on camera.
Got it.
Because my brother at that point wanted to go back on camera. I wasn't really ever trying to call Heather out. You know, like, she just did me dirty. And
but okay, so you introduced her to Josh.
I introduced her to Josh, my brother, and her relationship that was dissolved. It ended fine. I called my grandma. I said, Grandma, what do I do? Like, you know, she's now. My brother lives 2 doors down from me.
Really?
My office is in a stone's throw.
Oh.
So I was like, this could get messy so fast. She goes, well, just remember 2 things. Pillow talk goes a lot further than a paycheck. I was like, ooh. I was like, but she goes, but blood's thicker than water.
Yeah.
I go, so yeah, my brother's got my back. She goes, just make sure she doesn't do him dirty, because then she loses her job.
Right.
And I was like, of course. Like, you can't fuck over a family member. Are we allowed to cuss on your podcast?
No, yeah, of course. Hello. It's about sex, dating, and relationships.
Okay.
1,000,000%. You can take your clothes off. You can do anything you want. It's your house.
Spice it up. So yeah, and that. Where was I?
So yeah, no, you said she did you dirty.
So my blood thicker than water, and so the relationship ended fine. And it was great. So it was time for everyone to move on. That's great. And I introduced her to Josh. Literally, I saw the Cupid sparkles happen on air, on TV, at that open house.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God. And then they talked all night. Cameras up or down. I was like, there's a thing.
Yeah.
So I was happy for her.
Right.
But when she started sneaking around my back, which they didn't really play up very much because there was so much obviously behind
There was
the
a
scenes.
little bit about it on the show,
Yeah.
like the tension between you guys, and then she left,
course.
right, to go work.
Yeah, and they
With
wanted to
Josh.
draw that out as long as possible. So I understand from a TV point of view, and as a viewer, you got a dose of it. But I felt like my hands were tied because I wasn't gonna call her out. I wasn't saying how personal it all was.
But I do remember, like, you guys were super tight.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely was emotional.
Yeah.
I was very emotional when I was fighting or talking with her. And
was it ever resolved? Like, are you guys friends at all?
we did
You
resolve.
talk?
Yeah, we
so
did.
Nowadays everything's nice and smooth.
I have no animosity. Actually, just because I think he's a douchebag doesn't mean I dislike him.
Well, they apparently are very happy. They had kids and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and good. I'm happy for that. Honestly, yeah.
Now, okay, so flipping the so many people said they wanted me to talk about Heather. Here you go, guys. I talked about Heather. Now, flipping the page. Is it like, because on the show, because you're in Malibu and the other agents are in Beverly Hills, and sometimes like they would feel like you were crossing the border, so to speak, and like, oh, why are you here? What are you doing here? Is this like that in real life? Like if you're a Malibu agent, you shouldn't be showing houses in Beverly Hills and vice versa. Are you guys territorial like that in real life or not?
I mean, are cats territorial?
Yes.
So
a little
they
bit.
are. You know, you have your perimeters, you have your comfort zone, and when you feel like a real threat, if someone's a real threat or their competition and they're coming into your territory, sure, your hair on the back of your neck is gonna raise. Can you do anything about it? No. Can you make good or be an asshole about it? Sure.
Right.
So there is an invisible line, but there is no rule. to the books.
There's no rule. So if you have a buyer that says, I want to see a house in Malibu and I want to see a house in Beverly Hills, obviously, you can go to Beverly Hills and show your buyer a house in Beverly Hills, correct?
And it's a nasty thing to say or do when you're in front of your client. If I'm in Beverly Hills or they're in Malibu, and I'm like, oh, you're out of your territory representing your client out here in Malibu.
Right.
That's a shady thing to do.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
But that's
because the client shouldn't care about that, right?
Well, they should. They want to make sure you know what you're doing in that area. Yeah. There's different geology issues. There's different, all the stuff you get when you live in a neighborhood or a zip code.
Yeah, totally.
So you can't be an expert everywhere.
So, but why do you think they were playing it a little extra for the show? Or really they felt threatened by you? Because I really felt like sometimes, it was more like on you. Like, what is he doing here? Why is he here?
It really was
Madison.
Like that.
Do you think it was for the show, like upping the drama on the show?
I really think that they were threatened, and for the show also, but I really felt it was personal. Like I was outside of my territory, and
it was something personal about you.
Yeah.
And I don't know, is this your personality? Like if somebody gets mad at you or something, like you do guys, please, I'm begging you, go to my social media and look at the videos, because his smiles like lights up the city of Las Vegas. In person, it's even bigger than on TV. And that's what you do also when people come offend you. It's like, I do the same. And I think it's funny, like you have to try to make light of the situation.
Yeah.
And I think it just made them more irritated.
It probably does. And it's not like a self-defense tactic. It's like I've actually seen how frustrated they are because I'm not.
And
I'm like, guys, like this is, I don't fight with adults in my job for fun. Like this is not a game. Like if I was a professional boxer. I won the state champions in Texas in Golden Glove. I'm also second in the state champion wrestler. Like if you want to fight, there's a game for that, and it's a profession. Let's go, train, and let's throw it down. I'm not gonna, and there's a debate team. If you want to sit here and have a pissing match, sure, let's do that.
Totally.
You want to have a sword fight? I'm gay. I'm gonna win that one.
I love it. I love your attitude, and I really miss it. Now, I want to talk about another episode that I know was highly rated. It was all over the social media, and I thought you brought up, and very brave of you, maybe you don't think so, but unfortunately, it's a subject that is taboo for so many people.
Oh, sure.
There was one episode, I honestly don't remember the details if the girl was your girlfriend, if you guys were dating, but you came out and you said, you know what, I'm polyamorous.
Yes.
That word was all over the news, was all over the internet, was all over social media. People were arguing about the meaning of it. And I remember watching that episode. Obviously, growing up in California, I have a million friends that are gay, that are bi, that are poly. So to me, I don't give a fuck who people sleep with. I think you need to be happy.
If you're not hurting anyone, first of all.
Exactly. But I was amazed, like, well, he was brave enough, because this is a real estate show.
Yeah.
And a lot of, like you said, a lot of macho guys, all the viewers and everything. And you put it out. And like you said, that has nothing to do with real estate. That was a big personal part of your life, like very personal.
Yeah.
How, did you make the decision, to say that on your own? Did you have repercussions?
I love that you touched on this. And this is why I felt drawn to doing your show, honestly. When I watched some of your interviews and, read about it, I was like, I related to how you approach and understand life and people and real things. And it's not just about the drama and the shits and giggles. This is my life. And I am exposing myself. And I think this is why I was laughing a lot of times or having that smirk on my face, because in the bigger picture, none of this was about my fame, my career, or the money. I knew going into the show after season 1 that I was still in the closet, still straight. I had a girlfriend who was on the show with me that I just reconnected with after 14 years. She reached out to me. That was amazing. Just about 2 weeks ago. I haven't seen her yet, but she called me. She says, I want to have some fun and have 3 girls and I'm married and I miss you. I'm like, why? bitches always call me when they want to have fun.
Because you're fun.
I was like, let's hang out. No. So, really on the topic is that, for me, I was terrified after season 1 when there was actually just real estate. There were 12 of us. There wasn't anything about anyone's personal life.
Mm-hmm.
I was afraid that I was going to get called out in front of my family
really?
and my friends by someone that saw me on TV that hooked up with me.
Oh, wow.
That was going to want to expose me. So I had to wait. I didn't even know there was going to be season 2. But when they called and said, hey, we want you back, and we're going to bring 2 other guys, one from Beverly Hills, one from Hollywood. And I was like, wow, this is getting personal. I was like, I better come up with what the hell I'm going to do with my sexuality. I got to face this. So inside, I still had this girlfriend, Lauren. I came out to my family and friends before airing anything. But I decided consciously that I was going to drag this over a 3-season part. And I was going to be young and successful. I was going to be me. And I was going to take my sexuality along for the ride. Which was exactly my transition of what am I doing with my sexuality? Because in reality, I was 26 and I haven't come out yet. I was raised Mormon, so I had a fat ass elephant sitting on me, holding me down. I never even knew what the word gay was. All my life. I knew I got called a faggot, and I knew that that was something that hurt me, but I didn't know that gay was means you could have a relationship and be in love and have sex and all the fulfillment you could have with a man or anyone you want. So for me, it was like, okay, I have this platform and my vocation, at least for now, is going to be for anyone else that's in a position of ambiguity or confusion, that you can do whatever you want, you can be whoever you want, you can say whatever title you want to give yourself.
I love it, yeah.
And it was so hard when I said polyamorous, because I thought that was going to be a neutral, better than bisexual, because bisexual kind of hit me the wrong way. I didn't know like what that actually meant either.
But it was such a sweet, loving word.
Right.
And the way you said it and everything. And I can only imagine, because we go through things in life in private, right? If we're not on TV. And it's tough.
Yeah.
Going through anything, who you sleep with, break
right.
up, da-da-da. But I imagine like having the balls, having the courage to put it all out there. Like you said, obviously you're helping thousands and thousands and thousands of people watching.
And that was the martyr in me. That was why I was like, okay, at the end of the day, this will pay off more ways than one. And
it did, right?
Even the polyamorous group actually sent me hate mail.
They did?
Why? You are not polyamorous.
Why?
Because I was not, according to their definition, by definition, a polyamorous individual.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Because you have to be in love with multiple people and having carry on relationships with those people at the same time.
That's not true.
I know.
These are great. It should be whatever it is for you.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, fuck off, everybody. Just let me fuck around. I'll figure it out.
Let me do whatever I want.
Yeah. I was like, this was hard. So then after that airs, I'm already 10 months ahead of schedule, but it takes 10 months to film a season.
Yeah.
So I have to live in this frozen state for 10 months while it airs for 3 months, and I have to relive something I just moved through.
Yeah.
Emotionally, in person, with my boss, with all my colleagues, with my family, with everybody. I just went through it all, and now I'm doing it with the public.
Ooh.
Like breaking the ice open and thawing out again. It's like, oh,
but
this
your
is
family
vulnerable.
was very supportive, right?
They were very supportive, but also not super appreciative or maybe concerned or whatever. Like, why are you doing this to us?
Why are you putting our lives on TV?
Why do you have to go so public? I was like, you know what? It's sorry, you guys are gonna grow from this too.
But do you think? I mean, obviously I don't know your parents, but to me, a huge show of support is putting their faces on TV.
Yeah, and that
like
took
you
a lot of
filmed
effort.
you filmed in Utah, in their home, right? The home,
Yes.
and I'm like, Yeah, because many families, they were obviously there for you.
Yeah.
Pretty obvious. They didn't give a fuck about the show. They didn't want to be there.
Exactly.
They literally, I think that's a huge show of like, we love our son, even if this is not what we want to do. And I literally fell in love with your family. I was like, I want to be around these people. I want to meet this guy. I want to be friends with him. I think the universe brought us together because it was so loving. It was so nice, and you were so brave.
Yeah, thank you. I really do appreciate that, and I'm so happy. You know what got my mom and dad to finally go on TV? We were the last family to go on TV.
Oh yeah.
That's the only reason why, is because Josh's parents and family went on. Josh's grandmother was an icon, and that relationship was the only reason why you liked Josh Flagg at the time. So it was like a huge part of getting to know who's really behind that person that that they want you to see.
But listen, I'm telling you, if I would have done a TV show, my family, we love you, but there is no way in hell I'm gonna be on TV. Marge too, right? Marge is saying the same thing. My mom would not even take a picture. Like whatever we would do, she would never even be near a set. So when I see family,
that was where true love came in, because they were not going to do it. I said, Mom and Dad, you guys are gonna leave me out here to dry, like I have no family, and everybody else's family's been on TV, and you guys are freaking amazing, and they need to know this.
Yeah.
And I get more comments.
And you can call your mom and dad and say, yes, you are amazing, you are amazing.
More comments about her cookies than anything.
Next time they're visiting, let's do a cat on the loose with mom and dad.
That will happen.
So after the polyamorous episode, in real life, when the cameras were gone, you must have had like dozens and dozens of hot guys wanting to date you because you're hot. Did you feel like, oh my God, how do I trust people? Who wants to be with me for me? Who wants to be with me because I'm on this show and I just said all these things for all the wrong reasons? Did you feel like that?
I did. I mean, I felt like this, yes, which was also more than that. The pressure was the show constantly wanted to feed that machine. And like, where's your relationship? Who are you dating? So, like, cameras are only down for 3 months. It's like, you want me to fall in love and have a boyfriend that's comfortable enough to go on TV, or anyone to go on TV after I've known them for 3 months, and all of a sudden expose them too?
But some of them were, right?
Yeah, well, Frank, for example, also not on TV. We were together for 9 months before he decided to go on TV. We were the first gay kiss on Bravo.
Oh, really?
He was so uncomfortable on TV that I was like ready to chop his head off. I'm like, dude, you're not acting like Frank. You're acting like a stiff board. Like, get something. Like,
have a drink.
Yeah, I was just like, relax a little bit. So, you know, people, when cameras are there, some people just don't act the same way. So,
true.
I felt our chemistry wasn't there. That's frustrating when you're on the other side, right?
Yeah.
But what happened is, remember that episode where I got thrown into like a bar of 20 guys that were all there to speed date me?
Oh my God, yes.
What happened?
Oh my God, that was crazy.
So after Frank and I broke up.
What season was that for people listening if they want to go watch it?
What season was that?
I don't
Maybe
remember.
4 or 5. I think it was
so
5.
guys, go check it out. That was a good episode.
It was so scary, but what happened is one of those people you said, can you trust, showed up, took the bus there, fresh off the boat, as I say, moving to LA from God knows where in the United States of America. He had actually started cheating with Frank, my boyfriend at the time, when I was still in the relationship.
Oh, that's horrible.
So I went to Argentina for 2 weeks, and I came back, and that's when apparently this guy went over to give him a massage.
Karma.
And it's kept up. So when I found, that's why Frank and I broke up for cheating. I didn't know who. So this guy somehow the universe puts us together, and he gets an invite to the speed dating, and it's me, and he knows very well what he's doing.
He knew, yeah.
So out of all 20 dudes, he's the only hot one that I wanted to actually talk to. So at the end of the night, there's 2 dudes, and this is one of them, and I'm like, he goes, oh, I have something to tell you, and this is where he wanted his little 15 minutes of freaking fame. So he tells me on camera that he had been sleeping with my boyfriend.
What an a-hole.
And I go, when? And he goes, in November. I go, you're just a freaking piece of shit. I don't even believe you. I'm like, if you did, tell me what Frank's penis looks like, because there's something very
particular.
Yeah. And he did.
He told you exactly.
Fucking ripped my microphone off
Oh,
like a little bitch and ran to the girls' restroom. Locked the door. Called my motherfucking ex-boyfriend. It was like, you're fucking dead to me.
Good for you. Good for, I hope Frank is listening and Madison looks hotter than ever. And it's your loss, loser, karma.
He's crawled back several times. And
what a horrible, horrible thing to do to someone. You know, seriously.
But what an asshole to call me.
I know, on camera.
So yeah, people do have very bad intentions.
They do.
But
yeah,
what I was going to say is I trust my gut instinct, not necessarily my lustful eyes.
No, yeah, that we cannot never ever trust 100%. We make a lot of mistakes, the eyes.
I've learned a lot.
Yeah, same. Listen,
Right?
don't get me started. But, so now are you dating?
I am.
You are?
Yeah.
Like exclusively?
Not totally yet.
Not
There's
totally
one
yet.
that is definitely the only one on the official roster. Everybody else is on retainer.
So, do you want to tell us his name or anything? No.
I won't say his name yet because it's a little too
How long
soon.
has it been?
But,
How long has it been?
We met about a month and a half ago, so
Oh,
it's
wow.
still fresh. But I moved.
Here in
I'm
Malibu?
moving very slow. Actually, it was in Malibu.
Oh, nice.
I went to a grand opening of my friend's place, and
Oh my God.
he was there.
We need to
We
start
didn't even
going
say hi to each other, but we connected in 2019 on Hinge or whatever, and moved it to Tinder. And I didn't know that, so when I saw him and he smiled at me when I walked in, I got the chills and and like he winked and smiled, and I got my hair stood up. I'm like, that hasn't happened in so long. Where like once you just do that in a room, like how does that happen anyway? Like in a whole room of people, you get one look and you're like, what was that?
But that's the delicious thing
Not
about
the lust,
dating,
but
right?
it's the real deal.
But that's the good thing about lust. That initial attraction.
Yeah,
to someone.
it's like, is that a pheromone? What is that?
It's a combination. That's why I don't want to do the fucking dating apps anymore, because it's filled with players, losers, liars, and I think it's so much more fun meeting people organically. Like when the universe just makes it happen. When you least expect.
That's
like you said, you go to an event and you're not even expecting it, and all of a sudden there's someone there that at the same time wanted to find you.
so
You know?
and you gotta. That's why I shut down all those apps too, because like I end up spending my time instead of being out in front of people.
Exactly. I did that for so long, especially because of the podcast. I'm like, let me see what's out there. Let me see what's out there. And I kept getting tangled up with this total a-holes players, you know.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, no, I'm done. I'm literally gonna go out and about, and we gotta go out and socialize.
For sure.
Yes.
This
when
is
you
where the
cross
gays
the
have.
border, I cross the
When I jump
border.
the fence.
I cross the border here all the time, by the way, because I love Malibu.
You keep coming to the beach.
Like I come to the beach with Phoenix. Like our dogs need to go play there. I come to the beach with Phoenix like every fucking weekend. I love it. It's my
You
dream.
have
Is
to.
to have
like, why the fuck would you move to LA and not go to the beach?
Totally, I agree. Malibu is a dream.
Yeah.
I was coming up here and like, fuck, Moj, look at this view of the ocean. It's like insane. Before I let you go, because a lot of people listen to the podcast, watch the videos, they're not from Malibu, they're not from LA, they're not from Beverly Hills, and they have a million questions about the lifestyle.
Sure.
So can you help us out a little bit, explain, because Malibu to me is magical.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the most beautiful. My dad is French, I've been to the south of France, blah, 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 I don't care. Everything is fabulous. To me, Malibu is like the most beautiful, chill place in the universe. And I think you kind of agree a little bit because you're in Malibu 1,000,000%, right?
Yeah.
So how is life here? How is living here full time?
I absolutely adore the lifestyle here. And you either are drawn to it or you're not.
Yeah.
But like, it's because you're on the fringe of LA, you have the thrill and all of the fun and the amazing food. And Malibu still has its major vibe going on. I mean, this has been a celebrity hotspot. It's got, its tendrils in everything.
Yeah.
This is where people live and come and escape to have a good time or to like rebirth or refresh. So if you permanently live here, I mean, some of the most beautiful children. You go to the farmer's market, you're like, what are these kids eating? What are they drinking? What is in the sand and the water? Because their hair, their skin, and everything is just
Everybody's
like
happy.
flawless and happy. But we literally, most of the restaurants, like I have my own chickens and rooster.
Oh my god, I love
I have
that.
my
When you
own
post on your
eggs.
Instagram, I laugh. I'm like, this is the cutest thing in the
I'm
world.
obsessed with them.
You don't have to ever go into town
I don't.
if you don't want to.
Yeah, fuck town. Fuck your little line. And
You bring your friends here. You cook.
You can have everything from your own backyard. We have our own vineyards here.
Amazing.
Like, we don't have all the discos, the nightclubs, but that's not what Malibu is for.
Yeah, I'm
we
not
have
into
dinner
that
parties.
anyways,
We have housewarmings. We have get-togethers. We have like a lot of that.
And you know, it's funny because a lot of people from Beverly Hills, they're like, oh, it's shitty during the winter time. I don't like it. I actually love Malibu after the summer season when there's no tourists. It's so even more chill
and
than
stuff
normal.
is weather.
I know, it's like 80 degrees
yeah.
today and it's October.
And then we get like 2 weeks of fall, and then the Santa Ana winds
yeah.
come and it's blistering hot and it's gorgeous and the sunsets are amazing.
Yeah, so if people want to buy here, obviously that's your business. You sell luxury real estate in Malibu,
Call me if you're gay, straight, or polyamorous. I got you.
And I love you have the truck, the Malibu line.
Yeah.
You have like a vintagey.
My 62
Is it
Chevy.
Chevy?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a picture. You have like the coolest. So I hope you drive that down.
I do.
Around.
I do. Only if I have time to break down do I drive that.
What's your favorite restaurant? Do you have a favorite spot?
I have a mortgage payment at Nobu, so.
I know, right?
That
Jesus,
is,
that place
the
is
Malibu like local watering hole,
God.
which is actually the first restaurant was out of Montecito, is Lucky's.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I haven't been to
it's
Lucky's in
great.
forever.
You know,
It's still there.
Yeah, it's delish.
Yeah.
It's great.
We
It's
love
where the
it.
old Mr. Chow's was,
Oh yeah,
which didn't do well here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
There's another sushi place close to
Bowie Sushi is
Bowie Sushi.
fantastic.
I've never been there.
And I
Bowie Sushi.
love the hole in the wall Thai chalada when you drive in. It's a beach shack. Literally, you go use the restroom before you get there. It's always not a good sign in the kitchen, but the food, I swear to God, is as fresh as it gets.
Those are the best, right?
It is Thai chalada.
Oh my God, awesome.
And yeah, there's John's Garden sandwiches in the Cross Creek area where
that I go all the
you can leave
time.
your kids at the park.
I
It's
love
perfect.
that. Yeah, I love that place. Madison,
The dream.
okay, so when are you going back to the show?
I have.
They did not replace you very well. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna name names. And by the way, I do love Josh Flagg. I just got hurt by him wanting me to pay him to be on the show, but I don't want to say anything bad about him. But the other people that they put after you, I was like, oh, I want to fall asleep.
They're off now. Those
Exactly.
guys.
You know what I'm talking about. But are they inviting
did
you
you
back?
also see the budget that like their back screens now? What is going on?
No.
I got somehow, I think it was on one of the airplanes and the new season, and I'm like, what happened? You know how there used to be a fabulous house or a background of like a pool or whatever? It's
I
literally
haven't watched
looks
it.
like a NyQuil ad, like a Dayquil and NyQuil background. The orange and the purple and the green.
I'm gonna watch
They
it.
have,
I
it's
swear
just
to
like a
God.
neon background, and it's like.
Really? I don't know. Yeah.
So
I
don't know
have
what's
to.
happening.
I have to love the person because I
Right.
rarely watch TV.
Yeah.
I have to
Our
love.
time is so
the-
valuable.
Exactly. I need to feel the energy.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I told Tracy to me was the same. I'm like, okay, this chick kicks ass.
She does.
She is not gonna be intimidated by these dudes.
Right.
She doesn't give up. She's like up to par with them, and
Yeah.
that's what I love about her.
She came in like that
Yeah.
and didn't need to prove herself or
Exactly.
act desperate.
Yeah. Exactly. She doesn't. She doesn't need
And I
anything.
respect that.
And you obviously, you were like, I love that you made fun of the situation, and the angrier and angrier people got. You were like, whatever.
I wasn't even here for that. I'm like,
Yeah.
guys, I'm here to help the people who struggle with sexuality at the end of the day.
You
like,
did a
that
great
was
job,
my mission.
by the way.
That was
You
my
did
mission.
a fantastic job. Congratulations.
And that's ultimately to circle it all back. That's why I left the show, because I did my service and then it just became about fighting and drama.
Yeah,
And I
that's
was
not
like,
good,
that's
right?
not what I'm here for anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I did my story, I told it, I'm out, I'm done.
Yeah.
See you later.
We should start a whole new show. We should start the Malibu Live.
Listen, I would feature the Malibu life all day long. I just don't know if it's enough drama and sizzle. My sex life is.
Exactly. I think you can show like drama, quote unquote, so much more positive drama. Like you said, the dating, the sex, the places.
Tried that.
But people like the negativity, like we say, even the housewives and putting each other down and like calling each other. I'm like,
toxic.
I'm out of that. I don't want to see women destroying each other like that. What they did to Denise, don't even get me started, because I'm like, love, and adore.
She's a client of mine.
I love her,
right.
and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing, that girl? You don't need this shit." And they were so jealous of her. I agree with her because she was the only real actor.
I know.
And they were doing everything they could to, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Whoa, what the fuck? I don't want to watch this anymore."
It's crazy how it is, and it's like I think Bravo got its head twisted where they thought their audience wanted this negativity and toxicity, and on my fan base and the stuff I was getting from everyone and people that why you have me on your show is because there is good out there and they want good and they want nice and they want fun and jovial, but Bravo wouldn't give me that. Like the more I tried to do that, the more poison.
Note to Bravo, we need to like twist things around and bring the fun.
Or just get a new network. I don't need Bravo.
Yeah, any network. Yeah. We're gonna pitch a Malibu Live show.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. It was such an honor.
So nice.
Beautiful, gorgeous house. Thank you for letting us do it on camera, having us here. You're incredible.
Wow.
And you're welcome back anytime. And thank you for the Topo Chico. I never heard. I never had it before. Free advertisement for Topo Chico.
Yeah, you're welcome. Topo.
It's really good. Maj, my bestie, thank you so much for coming. She's amazing. She owns one of the top luxury concierge companies in the world called Privé LA. And by the way, I really feel your business have a lot of synergy.
We do need to
because she has tons of clients that want houses in Malibu. She rents out a lot, so I definitely think
the chefs, the whole thing.
And she literally came being like a best friend because my assistant called in sick this morning. My dog's on a total chaos, but I'm like, I gotta go and do this because I was dying to meet you.
Oh, I'm so
And you're
happy.
incredible, and
Thank
your
you.
energy
Thank
is
you.
real. It's real. Just like you are on the show, and you smile.
I wanted to go because I loved your energy on the show because I don't really watch reality.
Yeah, you
TV.
never do. Yeah.
I never do. So, but I like your energy, and I know like you were not gonna survive in that show because you had a different vibe. Your soul was hurting. I'm the same way. I don't like drama.
Yeah, she's the same.
Yeah.
I don't.
We're like, let's show our parties and our friends and our dinner and fun shit.
Yeah, and like a little philanthropy here and there.
Yeah,
that
would be nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially now what's going on in the world.
Right.
You're amazing.
Know.
If you
Let's
go back to
save her for
TV before we do the Malibu, please let me know because I'd love to. And now we're friends, so we're gonna hang out.
Yes.
Madison, thank you so much for doing Cat on the Loose. And guys, don't forget, follow him on Insta because you do really fun posts, not just about real estate, but you show a lot about the Malibu life.
Yeah, I really don't do as much on real estate as normal that people would think. I really just actually do what I feel like posting and being me.
I love the chickens and it's
guys, you're gonna have to meet my chickens. Kenny is my rooster.
Chickens are freaking adorable.
And then I have Bam Bam, Pebbles,
like a little
Salty
video.
Nuts.
We should take a little video.
Yeah, you have to walk down there. You have to go barefoot though. You can't
fine.
see
I'll take on my shoes.
Your Insta is Madison Hildebrand. Your name?
No, at Madison Malibu.
At Madison Malibu.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. There you go. At Madison Malibu. I'm gonna put all
my
the links.
My Twitter and Instagram, Madison Malibu, and MalibuLife.com.
And it's fun like hell. You guys are gonna love it. Thank you. It was a huge honor. Stay safe out there. I'll see you guys soon.
Wow. Thank you. You're such a great conversationalist. Thank you.
Yes, I really appreciate it so much. You're the best.
You too.
I'm going to.
You really did strike the chords. Like, I'm so glad because you answered the main questions that I also get all the time.
Oh, really?
Like those are the things that people, but the one, I don't give most people the time like to go and.
No, really, I'm so grateful. I've been wanting to.
That was.
I've been wanting to invite you forever and ever and ever. I think you're amazing.
It's a little bit of a schlep down too, so and you guys.